My name is Luke Rowan and I'm a sales manager here at Ed. And I've got a team member from our learning team here as well. His name is Chris. So it's a very special webinar this week. We're here at the ATD conference in Washington. We've had a fantastic week. I believe some of you maybe know the conference. It is the leading learning conference in the US. And we've had a really great week talking with many very experienced managers in L&D, learning lots about their business requirements and really getting some really valuable feedback, which we're going to take back to the team and hopefully shape a really incredible product for you guys. So moving forward, today we're all here to learn a little bit more about the influence of pricing on gamification. Ed has some really fantastic and unique gamification features, and those features we'll dive into today and understand how they can benefit everyone on the call, and also look at demoing how you can actually put them to play in your learning campaigns. Before we dive into gamification, well, first, just for those who are new to the platform that are joining us today, I'll just give a quick overview of what Ed is essentially. So Ed is a mobile-first micro-learning platform. Throughout the platform, we have many features that rely on gamification to engage and excite users. And as I just said, it's all about bite-sized micro-learning. So taking traditional learning content and boiling it down into really short, sharp pieces of information that can be delivered at a high frequency. For those of you that are new to EdApp, we encourage you to jump onto our site and log into the admin portal if you haven't done so already. And here you can actually access a free trial of the platform, and you can have a play with all of the features that are available on the platform, really understand how it can benefit you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or any of the help forms on the site, and we can help you get more familiar with the tool. So we have offices globally, which is a really fantastic opportunity for our customers to make sure that you get the very best service when you're using the platform. Additionally, we have a global audience of customers, which means a very high volume of content consumed on the platform every day. We have approximately 35,000 lessons being completed on the platform every single day. So that gives us some really fantastic opportunities to analyze that data on a macro level and produce a better platform for everyone involved. So diving into gamification. So firstly, speaking about the principles of gamification and how it's relevant to learning. So we have a little stat here. 89% of learners would be more engaged with an e-learning application if it had points. And that's just one statistic that points to the relevance of gamification in your learning solution. Additionally, what that also means is gamification really can drive motivation and interest in your learning through different approaches. So the excitement of winning is a huge proponent of driving engagement and knowledge retention. Additionally, gamification can create a water cooler conversation within your organization, which can be really fantastic for seeding it throughout the business and getting uptake. Additionally, it drives competition between the learners themselves, which again can create some social dialogue and drive those completion rates. And finally, gamification is obviously interactive and fun, which means that users can get more deeply into the content itself and enjoy their learning experience as they work through your material. So diving a little bit deeper into the benefits of gamification. So we know that the learning experience is improved when we employ gamification, and that leads to higher levels of engagement and also increases recall and retention of the material itself. Gamification also gives learners instant feedback. And traditionally, this is done through achievements and badges, which you can find throughout our platform. And these badges and achievements are a source of continual feedback to a learner as they progress through material. So it's clearly an evidence of a user's progress when we can tell them that they've reached a certain level or achieved a certain badge. Gamification also increases motivation. So we know that science tells us that when users play games, they receive obviously lots of neurochemicals are processed in our minds, and one of those is dopamine, which is considered the happy chemical, and this is triggered when a user is playing games and progressing through exciting challenges with timers and point systems. So looking at virtual gifts versus actual rewards. So Ed deploys both of these things. We have badges and achievements, but we also have a feature called real rewards, which we'll talk about quite heavily today. And this takes gamification to the next level. And the benefit of a real reward means that we can appeal to a learner who is motivated by a specific prize. Obviously, you guys know your learners and you know what motivates them. So the ability to give them real rewards that are attuned to their interests will engage them much further beyond a virtual reward. Instant gratification. So using these real rewards, we can deliver prizing instantly on the platform and really motivate learners to continue to play. That covers off a little bit about the theory behind why we deploy gamification. Now we'll look at some common questions around prize management and budgeting, which is obviously very important to understand when we're setting up actual budgets for learners who participate in our programs. So first off, this is a common question that we receive all the time. What is the right prize budget? Obviously, those on this call have different sorts of audiences, different sizes of audiences. So how much do we actually have to commit to a pricing budget to keep learners motivated? So for a small audience, it can be as little as $200 per month. And for a larger audience, we see up to $1,000 and around that mark. What's really key here is that we want to see a constant flow of prizes on the platform and to give learners the feeling that winning is very tangible. So your prize budget should be geared to making sure learners feel like there's a constant chance for them to win. How many prizes do I need? So optimally, we're looking at 2 to 3 prizes per day. And those prizes could be anything from a $5 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts to a $20 movie voucher. It can really be whatever you choose to be suitable for your audience. But at a minimum, we suggest 1 per day. And that will play back to the winners feed in the application where a user can scroll through previous prize winners. So if we have 1 per day, then it will be clear to your learners that people are winning and they have a real chance to win also. Different types of prizes help to drive gameplay strategy. So you can see on screen here, we've got an example of a minor prize, and that's a The example we've used is a $10 Subway gift card. That could be a $5 Starbucks gift card, for example. And on the right-hand side, we've got a major prize. So this is the Apple AirPods. This could be a GoPro. It could be another gift of slightly more value. But the point here is that if we include a mix of minor and major prizes, we'll see users employing some strategy in the way that they play their stars and the way that they play the game. We often see that if we include a major prize, we'll see learners saving their stars for that prize to come up, because that will be the gift that they're truly interested in. So this is a great way, again, to just create a little bit more of a dynamic approach to prizing and rewards. And again, this really perpetuates that water cooler conversation where learners might say to their peers, I'm waiting for the Apple AirPods. I've heard they're great. You know, I know that I can win them as part of my learning platform, which is really exciting. How many different prizes? So those of you that are familiar with our admin portal, you would have seen that we have a series of predetermined prizes that you can select and upload. And Chris will show you that in a second if you haven't seen that. But beyond that, you can also add further prizes. So you can be adding in different gift cards that suit your audience. For sales teams, for example, where we see deployments to field forces, gift cards that are for coffee, whether that be Starbucks coffee, Dunkin' Donuts coffee, Pete's coffee, for example, that variation can be really exciting to that specific audience. For different cohorts that might be within head offices, for example, a different type of gift card, like a Netflix voucher, might be more appropriate. But in general, the more variety you have, the more ability that you have to appeal to different types of users' interests. How is pricing distributed? So this is a fantastic feature of the platform. Chris will show you how to upload the prizes via bulk codes that you can enter into the system. But beyond that, it's completely hands-off. You simply set up the drawer, and then prizes are distributed to learners via email, via our system. So you don't have any requirement to be handing across physical prizes, which is obviously logistically add some additional effort. Our system will handle everything that you need to tackle. How do I manage my prize spend? So this is really key. We hear this question all the time. So when you upload your pricing and you set the parameters of your draw, there is absolutely no risk of overspending on pricing. Our system will automatically calculate the distribution of prizes over the course of the prize draw, and then once you've given away all of the prizes, it will not give away anything further. So no need to be concerned on this factor at all. So that's covered off all of the key questions. Obviously, we've got the comments feed. So if anyone has any further questions about how to manage pricing, please drop a note in the comment section. But now we're going to move on to the demo, and we'd also like to introduce something really fantastic. It's a brand new game that we've included in the star bar, and it's called Gift Grab. And as you can see here on screen, it's an exciting game where you're finding gift cards to win the prize. And we've had some fantastic feedback in our initial testing with some customers on this prize mechanism. So we're really excited for everyone to try it out and get involved. So I'll hand over to Chris now to give us a bit of a demo of how that game works and how to set up your prize draws.
Thanks, Luke. Hi, everyone. My name's Chris. I'm an instructional designer here at Ed, and I'm super excited to be able to demo this new game for you. So if you just have a look at the screen here, I've actually plugged in an iPad, so I'm able to play with the iPad and show you what it will look like exactly from a learner's perspective. If you look in the top right-hand corner of the display, you can see I have 136 stars. So obviously lots of lessons completed, doing lots of micro learning. So now I want to actually spend my stars and try and win these rewards that the company has set up for the learner. I'm just going to click star bar at the top, and then it will bring me into this screen. So this is the gift grab game at the moment. I've got enabled in the account. As you can see, it's made up of various tiles, and at the bottom you can see the next prize is the eBay gift card. So I'm now going to spend my stars to be able to try and win this. So the concept of the game is super simple, but it offers so much kind of tactility and feedback for the learner in terms of like how they're interacting with it. So you basically just select a tile, and then it will either have an X, a gift card, or a bonus. So the idea of the game is to get 4 gift cards to able to win the prize. But then if you hit an X, then the game will end, and then you have to spend another star to have another go. So I'm just going to do a few rounds for you just so you can see how it is there. So I hit the X there. So then it says, oh, sorry, try again. And then I'm able to spend another star. So I'll just do another one for you just so you can see. Super simple, really, really good though. Offers so much, tactility and responsiveness for the learner, really engaging. And it's just very, very simple and easy for them to pick up and have a go with. So I'll just do the final one here. Just tapping around, okay, hit the X there. So now what I'm actually going to do is go into the authoring tool, in essentially the back end of the account, and show you how you can go about actually setting up your own prizes with this game. So here I'm actually in the authoring tool. I'm sure it's either very familiar for some of you. If not, that's fine. We have tons of videos and information out there to be able to learn as much as possible about this tool. But here you can see I'm in the account webinar new features in the top right. I'm going to start off by clicking this little drop down arrow and go into app settings. Here in app settings, all you have to do is scroll down a little bit, and then we see the various games we have available for learners to spend the stars that they've earned. So obviously for this, we have gift grab already enabled, but we have other options such as lucky dip, spin to win, and star bids. So it really is up to you if you want to add the variety in, but today we're going to focus on the gift grab. Once that's been selected, if you just go to the top bar here and click engage, we're going to go down to prize templates. And here you can see a very broad variety of prize templates that have been set up in the account. You have big expensive ones such as Apple TV and the PlayStation, but also smaller ones like eBay, iTunes vouchers, stuff like that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to scroll down and then show you how I went about setting up this Uber gift card prize. So I'm just going to click edit, and I'll show you the fields that you're able to fill in to get the maximum potential of the card. So you're able to name it, just call it something like Uber gift card. You add a description, doesn't have to be anything fancy, just a small little description for your learners. And then you can add a thumbnail. So this thumbnail is actually what is going to appear in the game when learners are trying to find all 4 cards, for example. So if we come down again and we look at the prize codes in other fields, this is where you have the values of whatever pricing you have set up. So depending on what you're going to be using, most likely it will be a redemption code or a URL. So here we have redemption code set up and we have the value set up. And if I click add new field, I'm able to have other options such as the URL. I'm just going to remove that. Scroll down again, and then we come to the email section. This is what you saw earlier in the presentation as well. So when the learner actually wins a prize, they will be getting an email, and it will have all the information in. It will pull the first name through, and then it will automatically have the redemption code and value in the email. So it's super hands-off, don't have to worry about anything. In terms of setup, all you have to do is have an email in here in the senders field. And this is the email that's going to be displayed when they win a prize. Put in a nice little subject line about winning the prize, and then here it's just a very simple message about how they go about redeeming that prize. And then this is a small preview here what it will look like. But then if you actually wanted to get a preview email sent to yourself, you're easily able to do that. You just scroll to the bottom and then put in your own email address, and click send, and then you'll get your own email, and you can see it in more from a learner's perspective instead of just the authoring backend. So once we've set up our Uber gift card, we're just going to do another double check. Okay, lots of selection here. Again, the variety is so good. This kind of section of the authoring tool allows you to have that variety for yourself, so you can easily pick and choose between different prizes when you're setting up a new prize draw. Going into the prize draw, I'm just going to click engage again at the top and then click prize draws. So here you can see I've actually had 3 at the moment. The one I'm going to be showing you today is the one called webinar prizes. That was set up 6 days ago. And then we're just going to go in and click edit. And here you'll be able to see how I've configured it. And I'm going to talk you through each area. Again, so we have a name. This is naming convention is entirely up to you, and it's just for your reference. So maybe you wanted to base them at different times of the year, or for certain user groups, you can just put a reference for yourself in the name. When you come to game type, make sure that you select the correct one so that it works with the prize draw. And here, this is really interesting. We actually have an area where you can upload a background image, and that background image is then displayed in the game itself. So if you wanted to add another level of branding, or wanted the prize to be the entire image, and then the image will be split back into that grid that we saw earlier. And then instead of a phone with gift cards, which is the default picture, you'll have whatever picture you've uploaded. So it could be the company logo, or it could be something that is actually like what they're going to be winning, just to add that another level of customization to the tool. And then just under that, we have probability. So probability is always calculated within the app. There is ways to kind of get into it, but the authoring tool will take into account things as the length of time as the prize draw, how many users there are, how many people are winning, how many prizes are available. So it really is hands-off, done completely for you already. Just underneath that, we have prizes. So these prizes here, these are ones that I have added. You can see here's the eBay gift card. There's one available. So same with the Best Buy, Amazon, and Amazon gift card. So I'm just actually going to click add new prize just to show you how you would go about doing that. So here we can select something again like the Uber gift card, and I can just click add prize. And this is where you'll be putting in the value. So you can say, okay, it's $15, and then you may put in something like the redemption code. You can do this manually, or you can import a CSV. That will obviously save you a ton of time. So depending on how many gift cards you have available, there's always going to be a way to do it, which just saves you any sort of hassle. So it's really just a smooth operation, really simple. Then I'm just going to go back at the top here to draw. And if I scroll down again, and here you can see I started this on May 16th. So you can obviously set up certain time periods for the draw, and you can make them go as long as or as short as you like. And then finally, we have the user groups you have selected for that draw. I have selected all the user groups in this account, but you'd be able to just select one team, one area of the company, different prizes for different departments, things like that. So it really does give you that option and customization. And then that is how you would set up a prize draw. Really super simple. So much variety, adds such like another level of depth for the learners, increasing that engagement as well. You can see all the winners really easily just in this tab here. I'll show you one last time with the game. And it really is an exciting new tool. I've been showing so many people at ATD this new tool, and then how they can really engage their learners and motivate them to be even more involved with their learning. Just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'm going to pass it off back to Luke to round out the webinar.
Sure thing. So I'll just bring back up the slide deck. 1 second. Fantastic. Okay, so that concludes the presentation today. You can see on screen there's a few contacts here in different markets. Maria, for anyone that's from the Australia Pacific market, can reach out to Maria. Steve will look after you guys in the UK, and anyone in the US, feel free to shoot me an email. Beyond that, we also have the live chat form on the website and the help form as well if anyone has any questions.